Hey team, last spring I brought to you guys a video of my 1990 RXL, quick walk around video. A lot of you guys comment on it, liked seeing the limited build machine and liked to see that it's out being used. This fall I am going through my 1997 XC 600 twin. Figured I'd do a walk around video, but rather than showing the finished product, I figured I'd do a quick walk around while I'm still in process on some of the projects I'm working on. So for those of you that are familiar, you would recognize that this is a limited build 97 XC600. They made an XC600 in 97 that was a monoblock triple, basically an XCR motor that they badged as an XC for 97. You also recognize that the hood is the same graphics as a 98 XC 600 twin. But in 97, they made a limited run, very limited run, where they had the two-piece racer seat and tank, among a few other more subtle changes. Gold Series Fox shocks, dual rate springs, and a couple other things. But most notably, this was the first 600 that got the Liberty Twin. So I am lucky enough to have been able to purchase this from the original owner and have been caring for it ever since. I basically tore the whole machine down and just did a really thorough cleaning on it, but I was able to keep it mostly original. But this fall, actually last winter, we went through it, and the issue I was having was that I had a really bad piston slap even right when I bought the machine. I tried to ignore it, tried to make it go away, but when I had bought the machine, it had recently, he had burnt up the water pump on it and it took out the PTO piston. So he had replaced it with just a Wiseco piston. So we had one OEM and one Wiseco, and I'm thinking that he didn't warm up the Wiseco good enough because it really scorched that Wiseco piston. But we're in the process right now. I just put a new top end on it. So we're in the process right now of buttoning it all up. That's why the Y pipe is off of it, and it's not all the way put back together. But you can see under the hood here, it's all just been pretty much taken apart and really thoroughly cleaned and put back together. Tried to keep it as original as possible, with the exception of just a couple of doodads. It had V-force reeds on it when I got it, so I elected to keep those, and a little bit of clutching changes, but other than that, it's pretty much stock under the hood here. I did go through, the previous owner had put bar ends on it, so I elected to keep the bar ends. I put a Polaris bar end. I like the little bit tighter 90-degree bend on those. And then, like the Red Rockets have, the tether with the little bracket up here, I elected to put a tether kill switch on it just for safety, but then also these are kind of noted as being very similar to the Red Rocket chassis. They have the same dash panel and whatnot, so electing to put a couple of my own touches on it and just do a couple of the Red Rocket touches since it already has the racer seat and whatnot. So yeah, did the tether on it. It's got a 1-inch bar riser on it, which makes it pretty comfortable. The project that I'm in the midst of right now is it's got a really spongy brake master cylinder, and I bled this thing, and I cannot get this thing to be correct. So what my next project is, and maybe I'll try videotaping this, is over the years I've picked up a couple of Willwood master cylinders off of like a Pro X from different swap meets, and hoping that one of these is good and I can bolt it on and go. But one thing I noted is that the standard brake fitting on here, it's not the same on the Polaris Willwoods. A lot of guys have good luck using the Articat master cylinder, but I found that the Polaris has a different thread than the Articat, so I was able to procure an adapter fitting so I can use the stock line, hopefully. So I'll document that and let you guys know how that goes. But that's what I'm in the process of right now. And then I was also lucky enough to stumble on something that you XCR Red Rocket guys are going to hate me for, but I was lucky enough to find and procure an original NOS 440 Red Rocket clear gas tank. So it's never had fuel in it. It's got a few mouse droppings inside, but you can see that this thing has never had fuel in it. And I was really torn on what to do with this, but in the end, I don't think it's worth just sitting on the shelf and staring at. I think I'm just gonna elect to put it on here and siphon the gas out when I'm done riding it for the year, so it doesn't get all yellowed. But yeah, I'm looking to put that on here. Just like I said, a couple of little Red Rocket touches that I wouldn't mind doing on here. Eventually, I'd like to put some Fox shocks, but it has the stock Ride FX underneath the extra 10 here still. But I did put a Camoplast 3/4 inch track on it. Or actually, no, this is the original. I put a Camoplast on my RXL. This is the original 3/4 inch Camoplast on this one that I elected to just set up with some. Oh, hi, Storm. Yep, this is my dog. His name is Storm. Go figure. But this has got some just decent Woody's Gold Diggers in here just for some good traction on the trail. You may have noticed when I was showing the shocks off, but I've got an adjustable sway bar on this one. That did not come stock. That's not a 97 thing. That's an over-the-counter deal. And actually a member I met online, Joe, he hooked me up with some dimensions so that I could build that out of one that I had off of a 97 XC 440, and he made me some nice bushings as well. So shout out to Joe there. But I figured that was a nice touch to add to it, and I thought that added a lot to the side. Storm, come here, bud. Come here, bud. But yeah, overall, in the process of getting it back together, but I had a lot of nice comments on my RXL walk-around video. A lot of you guys like seeing that. And you can see it's got a little red gauge panel there. I don't know, I had them, so I put them on there. I don't know if I'm sold on it at all, but yeah, a lot of you guys like the walk-around video I did with the RXL, so I figured I'd just quick show the XC. I've got, the shop is a mess right now. I've got my axis in a million pieces over there. I don't really want to talk about it, but yeah, as of right now, this is the project I'm trying to wrap up the soonest so that I can go ride it once the snow hits. It's between this and my RXL are the only ones that are running right now. My Ultra has been sitting up on the stand here for like a year and a half, so I gotta get that done and working on it still too. Maybe I'll do a walk around video of it once I get a chance, but hopefully I'll be able to have this one up and running here in the near future and can document that process. I'd really like to have that Willwood brake on here. I know the Red Rockets technically use the Magura, but yeah, I just think that Willwood will be a nice unit for trail riding it and bombing around on it. So yeah, hope you guys appreciate it. Some of you guys might follow me over on Instagram. Remember Triples is the name of the page, but we're not looking to get famous off any of this stuff, but just like sharing decent content. I know if any of you guys are appreciating these older indies, I know I certainly do, and it's always hard to find decent content on them. So figured I'd start making a channel that starts catering towards these. I know there's a couple other out there on some of the Facebook groups, but hopefully you guys like it. If you do, drop a comment, drop a like, let me know what you think, and I'd like to see what you guys have out in your shops too. And we will talk to you later. Enjoy it. Have a good one, guys.